episode of Guidance with Miss Manner. So, we've learned a lot so far. We learned about identifying feelings, having empathy, showing compassion, calming ourselves down, how to breathe, how to self-talk. Whew, that is a lot. So we should be done now, right? Wrong, we are not done. So now what are we gonna learn? We are gonna learn how to solve our problems. Some of you may think, I don't have any problems, Miss Manner. I don't need to know how to solve them. Or you're thinking, I just ignore my problems. That's totally fine, Miss Manner. I know how to ignore them. We're all good. Well, that's great if you don't have any problems now. Or if you think you've mastered ignoring all your problems. But that doesn't mean you're never ever gonna have problems. And that also doesn't mean ignoring your problems is always going to work. So it's best to have these problem-solving skills in case a problem arises and you don't know what to do, and in case ignoring them doesn't work. Think about it as going to Costco or Sam's Club, or when your parents go to the store. Do they only buy food for that day? No, they normally buy food for a week or two. They buy snacks in case you get hungry. All those groceries aren't needed at that very moment, but they're there for when you do need them. It's like all these skills I'm trying to teach you, you may not need them right now, but it's good to save them in your back pocket for when you do. So let's get on learning those problem-solving steps. So the wonderful thing about the problem-solving steps is all you need to remember is literally STEP. S-T-E-P. So, S stands for say the problem. T stands for think of solutions. E, explore consequences. And P, pick the best solution. Kamehameha! Now, it only makes sense for me to dive a little deeper into all of these steps. So for today, we're going to focus on S, say the problem. Here's something you need to remember about say the problem. Yes, so saying something happened to you and it's, well, causing a problem. Saying a problem out loud isn't something like, oh, she hurt me, he did this, you did that, you always do this. No, you need to remember to say the problem without blame. But Miss Manner, what if someone else is the problem and all you can ever do is blame them because it's their fault? Yes, no, I understand what you're trying to say. Sometimes in a situation, you think it is that person's fault. None of this would have happened if this person didn't do this. But I've always said to you, can you read someone's mind? Do you think the person meant to do it on purpose? Maybe it was a miscommunication, misunderstanding, right? So, but if you start blaming somebody for something, especially when they didn't mean to do it, they'll probably react, well, poorly. They'll be upset that you're accusing them for doing something they didn't do. And then in the end, you'll be playing the blame game. What's the blame game? Well, the blame game is when you blame somebody for something and then they blame you for something else and then you blame them for something else and then they blame you. You just keep going back and forth. It's just a never-ending cycle of negativity. And is that something that we need in the world? No. Oh, I know what that is. I play that. Yes. Many of us have played it, but not as a game. It's just something that some people do. But imagine, what if you did something wrong and it was a misunderstanding? How would you react? Well, I wouldn't like it if someone started blaming me for something, because what if it wasn't my fault? What if it was a misunderstanding? Exactly. So it's best not to blame people off the bat until we figured out what actually happened and what the real problem is. Oh, I see. Okay, I kind of get what you're saying now. Thank you, Miss Manner. So, how do you state the problem without blaming? That is a question, isn't it? Well, the best way to state it is to say what you want, okay? And if you're just stating what you want, you're not blaming other people. So when you do your statement, you shouldn't be saying him, her, he, she, they, them, somebody's names, never and always, because that's blaming, right? So for example, say your teacher was passing out different snacks and there was one chip left and two people wanted it. Yeah, you wanted it and your friends wanted it. So the problem is, well, you both want the last chip. Or another way you can say the problem is, I want the last chip, but there's only one left. Are those problems? Are you blaming other people? No. Let's try this scenario.
I'm so bored. What should I do? I want to play some games.
But your sibling is already playing the game, so this happens.
Hey, can I play now?
No, I'm not done yet.
But you've been playing forever.
When I'm done, you can have it.
It's been like bajillion years. I want to play now. Oh, you always do this.
So, what's the problem here? Well, if you're trying to state the problem without blaming, the problem is that they both want to play the game, but there's only one controller. Now, I know it's going to seem weird, but we're actually going to stop here before we move on to the next step, which is T. Think of solutions. So we'll continue with this scenario next time. So again, most problems is basically where you want something and somebody else may want something different or the same thing. Again, just focus on stating what you want, all right? And that's how you state the problem without blaming. Keep other people's names out of it, all right? Well, that's all I have for today. Tune in next time where I'm gonna go over the next steps to the problem solving step. Have a good day, bye. I'm gonna eat it now, but it's good to have it for bleh. You're not always going to need them, but it's good to have them for. Oh, she always does it. She's always taking my game. She's so annoying. I'm called myself annoying. I'm gonna go tell someone. I'm gonna bleh. Haru, that box is empty.